Good morning and welcome. It's the 8th of September 2025 and you know what time it is. It is the time to rise and shine. Wake Up Nigeria is here to ensure that you have a wonderful start to the day and of course a wonderful start to the week. It's Monday, the 8th of September, the beginning of a new week, 2025. Good morning. My name is Mike Meskeno and this is the news on Wake Up Nigeria. Governor Babagana Zulum has emphasized the urgent need to widen security coverage across the state. The governor visited Dara Jamal community in Bama local government area of Zamfara state where at least 63 persons, including 5 soldiers, were killed by insurgents. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida has details.
The once quiet settlement of Dara Jamal now bears the scars of a night of horror. Families who had only begun rebuilding their lives after displacement are once again mourning, this time for loved ones killed in an unprovoked Boko Haram assault. Governor Babagana Zulum arrived visibly shaking as he walked through the grief-stricken community. Meeting with survivors and community leaders, he condemned the killings, calling it a deeply painful tragedy.
It's very sad. This community was resettled some months ago and they are going about their normal businesses, but unfortunately they had a Boko Haram attack yesterday. So we are here purposely to commiserate with them and to build their resilience.
The governor confirmed the death toll, 63 people, among them 5 soldiers and nearly 60 civilians. For him, the incident underscores the urgent need to widen security coverage.
We have to take note that the numerical strength of the Nigerian army is not enough to contain the situation. Some months back, we had a meeting in Abuja with the National Security Advisor and other heads of security agencies on the need to establish what we call the forest guards. So far so good. 2 sets of forest guards were trained in Maiduguri, and therefore one of the solutions that we want to implement immediately is to see how we shall deploy the trained forest guards to most of the locations that are vulnerable so that they will protect the forest and they will protect the communities also.
The attack has sparked outrage beyond the community. Senator Kakashehu Lawan, representing Borno Central, described the massacre as a crime against humanity, pledging legislative support to Governor Zulum's fight to restore peace. But for families here, the pain is immediate. Another reminder of the fragility of life in communities emerging from years of insurgency. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Dara Jamal.
The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers has insisted it will embark on an industrial action today over alleged anti-labor activities by Dangote Refinery. A statement signed by its president and general secretary expressed concern that the refinery's owner Aliko Dangote had insisted that new drivers for the imported trucks will not be allowed to join any union. Nupeng says it remains united and committed to defending the rights of its members. Now, the federal government has already appealed to Nupeng to reconsider their planned nationwide strike scheduled for today. Minister of Labour and Employment Mohammed Dingyadi also pleaded with the Nigerian Labour Congress to withdraw the red alert it issued to its affiliate unions to be on standby for a nationwide strike in solidarity with the petroleum workers. The minister says the petroleum sector constitutes the core of a country's economy, and a strike will not only lead to heavy revenue losses but also cause untold hardship and difficulties for Nigerians. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has uncovered a drug cartel and seized illicit drugs worth more than 6 billion naira in its raids across parts of the country. Details in this report.
Operatives of the NDLEA arrested 3 suspects linked to an international organized criminal group operating between Nigeria, UK, Brazil, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates. In the operation, a large consignment of cocaine worth over 5.3 billion naira were found tucked into 76 cartons of textiles at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. At their hideouts in Ikeja and Lekki, NDLEA operatives found Canadian loud, weapons, and luxury cars. Director of Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, mentioned that the operation was conducted for more than 2 weeks across Lagos State. An Italy-based Nigerian was also arrested by NDLEA operatives at the departure hall of Terminal 1 of the Lagos Airport with more than 24,000 pills of tramadol he planned to sell for about 19,520 euros. In Rivers State, 1.1 billion naira worth of codeine-based syrup was uncovered in a 40-feet container camouflaged with ceramic tiles at the West African Container Terminal. NDLEA operatives also made several seizures and arrests in Kogi, Edo, Kaduna, Taraba States, and the FCT.
Some sporting stories now. The Super Eagles arrived yesterday night in South Africa ahead of a crucial World Cup qualifier against the Bafana Tuesday, tomorrow. 22 players made the trip alongside the technical crew, members, officials of the Nigerian Football Federation, and supporters, club members. Meanwhile, Victor Osimhen has been ruled out of the game due to injury. He picked up the injury in the first half of the 1-0 victory over Rwanda in Uyo on Saturday. South Africa and Nigeria will clash in a matchday 8 encounter at the Toyota Stadium, Bloemfontein, tomorrow. The highly anticipated encounter will kick off at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. All right, welcome to the beautiful game, and that was the highlight of our last match. Nigeria up against Rwanda. It was a 1-0 win, quite a scrappy goal there scored by Tolu Arokodare. Even after Victor Osimhen was injured, and he will not be playing the match against South Africa tomorrow. What do you think? Would it be a big loss? Can the team get that win or get the results that is required against South Africa without Victor Osimhen? Well, that remains to be seen. It's all going down tomorrow. The Super Eagles have to beat South Africa to stand a chance to qualify for 2026 World Cup. That is, of course, an image of the Super Eagles arriving in South Africa yesterday night in preparation for the game tomorrow. The match is going to be in Bloemfontein. And, well, the South Africans are ready for us. They prepared by defeating Lesotho 3-0. And that, you see, there's a whole lot. We'll see a little bit of the highlights of South Africa against Lesotho. And there's that talk. See, look at something quite interesting here. And this is something that we should have brought before now. Now, football administrators are mentioning Zimbabwe, Lesotho. Both teams play their home matches in South Africa. So what does that mean? Now, every team is supposed to play 5 matches home, 5 matches away. That means that South Africa played about 7 matches in their home, or will play 7 matches, because Lesotho and Zimbabwe played their away matches in South Africa. And so there's that talk about, oh, we should have known since, so that these teams could have gone to neighboring countries, other neighboring countries, to play that match, because the advantage that is supposed to come to the home team would not come to Lesotho and Zimbabwe when they are playing their matches against South Africa. You know, there's been that talk. We'll continue about all of that, but let's take a look at how South Africa defeated Lesotho. It was a 3-0 win for them, because we're going to be playing them. Let's take a look at how they played, and then we can compare and contrast and see how the Eagles would fare up against South Africa. All right, welcome back. That was South Africa defeating Lesotho. Now, the talk has been that for Nigeria to qualify, we have to hope that points are deducted from South Africa and given to Lesotho. Of course, those points will not be given to us. That is because on the 21st of March, 2025, Lesotho against South Africa fielded an ineligible player who had 2 previous yellow card cautions and shouldn't have been in that game. South Africa have admitted their error. But so far, CAF and FIFA have been silent. The only way the Super Eagles would have a chance is if that deduction is made. But Will that deduction ever be made, considering that FIFA and CAF have been quiet? Well, I don't think so, and this is why I don't think so. Let's head over to the FIFA Disciplinary Code 2023, which, of course, oversees the game when it comes to disciplinary issues, right? I have the code here now. This code was, put together in 2023, and let's look at it here. This is what FIFA says when it comes to fielding an ineligible player and issues for or grounds for protest. Now, it says, this is Article 18, 18 into 19, and says, if a player fielded in a match and or competition is declared ineligible, the FIFA judicial bodies, taking into consideration the integrity of the competition concerned, may impose any appropriate disciplinary measures. Now, if a player fielded in a match is declared ineligible following a protest, the team to which the player belongs will be sanctioned by forfeiting the match and paying a minimum fine of 6,000 Swiss francs. The player may also be sanctioned. The disciplinary committee may act ex officio. Now, this is, let me get somewhere now that would probably interest you now. That's quite very important. And it says here that, look at it here. It may impose, will be sanctioned following a protest. There has to be a protest, number one. Now, Nigeria was not the team that played against South Africa, but Nigeria protested, right? Now, let's go here and see how all this pans out, okay? Now, let's look at issue Article 17, talks about protest. And this is what it says. Okay, let me get it here. Okay, yeah. All right, now, this is quite interesting here. It's 18, and this is what it says. Associations and their clubs are entitled to lodge protests, okay? Protests must reach the disciplinary committee in writing via the FIFA legal portal, indicating relevant grounds within. This is where it's getting interesting, yeah? Within 24 hours of the end of the match. Within 24 hours of the end of the match. Now, the 24-hour time limit cannot be extended. Now, for the sake of the smooth running of the competition, the corresponding competition regulations may shorten the protest deadline accordingly. The protest fee is 1,000 Swiss francs. It must be paid when the protest is lodged and is reimbursed only if the protest is admitted in full. 1,000 Swiss francs is about 1.9 million naira, 1.911, yeah, 1.9 million naira. That's it. So, now, this is what we're talking about now. 24 hours and cannot be extended. That match was played in March. Pardon my pun there. But since then, up until now, 6 months, that is well past the 24 hours time limit. No protest was lodged in 24 hours, either by Lesotho or Nigeria, and so no 3 points. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen based on the rules, except something else happens, which I think is very unlikely. We never say never, but because we have gone past that 24-hour time limit, Lesotho, the team that was actually affected, did not report that. And that's it. By FIFA rules, protest. And so that's probably why we've not heard anything from FIFA and CAF, and we probably never will. So it'll be up to the Super Eagles to do all of that and expect that results somehow go in their way, but it's going to be quite unlikely that, we will qualify for the 2026 World Cup. So yeah, there you have it. No 3 points going to Lesotho and giving us a greater chance. Because if 3 points had gone to them and we beat South Africa, I would have been on equal points with South Africa. Right? Okay, well, we'll give you more updates on the match. And after, that will be tomorrow, we'll talk more about qualification for World Cup 2026. It's been a beautiful game. We'll take a time and now stay with us when we get back. Ayo Shonaya will be in the house.
He is a social impact innovator, education advocate, and philanthropic leader dedicated to championing youth empowerment through education and practical pathways to opportunity, equity, and inclusive growth across Africa. It is a pleasure to have you in the studio with us this
Same
morning.
here. Pleasure to be here.
When I hear innovator, I'm always curious about that word because I know when you talk about an innovator, you're talking about someone who is actually making impact and paving ways that were before and now really blocked. You're
Yes.
trying to create pathways for young people. Tell us more about that.
So that's actually what we have done here at DreamRight. Over the last 10 years, we've created opportunities for people to go to school. And we've created different programs, you know, from when we started in 2015. And right now we're centering on major program where we're providing them opportunity to go to school, scholarship funding for their college education. So that has never been done. And we just, you know, created that for young people to have that hope in the midst of everything that is going on, just to be able to get them back to school.
So, you know, there are different types of scholarships. And when we hear scholarships, there are several criteria. And oftentimes, people believe that scholarships aren't quite clean and clear cut. Now, your scholarships go as far as even through university education.
Correct.
How do you fund this?
So, of course, we're funded by, you know, well-meaning Nigerians, well-meaning people, friends, and, you know, networks supporting us. And we've done that over the years, and we'll continue to do that. And we're at a point that we are beginning to attract, you know, corporate entities that have seen the work that we have done over
That's
the last 10
amazing.
years and are now believing in the work that we have done, that we have told them that we're going to do. So our scholarship is pretty clear-cut, and we have a 5-stage process for the intending scholars to go through, and it's been pretty smooth the last 5 years.
So
that
what
we've
are those
started.
stages?
So we have the application stage, which is the stage 1. Review stage, we'll receive the application, review all of them.
Okay.
And then after that, we do a scholarship test. After that, we do a research, you know, we just give them a research scenario. And then after that, we interview them. That's the final stage where we decide whether or not they're fit for
So
the
what are the
program.
requirements? I'm sure there's someone watching now and is thinking, okay, instead of me to go to NetFund, maybe I should try DreamRight.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, instead of taking loan for my education, I should probably try to get a scholarship. So what does that person need to have?
So, of course, you have to be a high school graduate,
Okay.
high school graduate, or you can be in your first year,
Okay.
under 25 years, and you have to be schooling in Nigeria. You cannot use our fund to go abroad.
Okay.
You have to use it here in Nigeria or any other country where we operate.
Okay. So is
Yeah.
it a public school or it can be a private school as well?
I mean, if you have the money to go to a private school, you probably don't need DreamRight funding, right? So
Fair enough.
we would not, you know, limit where you can spend the money, but it's just 1 million naira that we're giving out. So how far can that go, you know, going to a private school? I doubt it.
Now, if you're giving a million naira to someone in a public school, is that million naira supposed to be for the entirety of the education or per year?
That is for the entire 4, 5, or 6 years college education.
So it's just for payment of
time.
tuition and all one-time
Correct.
payment. So you
Correct.
have to be wise. Are you paying it directly to the school?
We're paying directly to the school.
So the school knows, oh, this person's tuition has been covered.
So
for-
we don't pay the money to the student. The school, I think all of the schools in Nigeria uses Remitter for payment, so we
Yes.
get that information. We pay the fund directly to the school. We are the one making the payment. We are their parent
Okay.
in that regard, making
Okay.
that payment.
Okay,
on
so
their
then you
behalf.
keep the receipts for
Correct.
them, and then every year they just simply go to the school and say, oh, my tuition has been paid, and
They'll see
that's
that on
it.
their portal.
It's
right?
always going to be reflecting on
Correct.
their portal, of course.
Correct.
All right, that's actually quite impressive.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of work goes into
Absolutely.
this, and you also have to be super careful regarding who you're giving and how you handle the funds as well. Now that you have sponsors, even it becomes trickier because you have to be even more meticulous.
Of course.
People do not put in their money where they do not trust.
Of course.
And this is an NGO that we're talking about. So that brings me to the story behind DreamRight. How did it all begin?
So I grew up in Nigeria, and I was not doing well in school. Poor grade, came out of secondary school with nothing, and then I realized that a lot of people today will be in my shoe, right? Of course, I'm a graduate now, you know, almost finishing my PhD and all of that. So DreamRight was born as a result of me looking for ways to give back, right? I received opportunity. I was, exposed to opportunity. So why can't we also give other people coming behind the same opportunity so that, after school tutorial, training or program, funding, mentoring, and all of those things.
All of those
Yeah,
are
we
encompassed.
do.
Wow.
Yeah, our Dream Right. So every program that we have designed is as a result of there's a need out there. Okay. Somebody needs it. Somebody can actually benefit from it. And that's the reason behind
So
the
tell me
story.
about the opportunities you received.
Okay, so so right now we provide the Dreamers College Fund, which give them $1 million scholarship,
Okay.
for their college education.
Yeah.
Those that are in the program, we also enroll them in our Mentor Me program. Mentor Me is a mentoring program where we, pair them with a mentor.
Interesting.
Most of our mentors are in the US and a few of them in UK and all of that. So, and some are still in Nigeria. So we pair them, we hold a quarterly program, leadership, empowerment, business, and all of those things to ensure that you're not just graduating as a graduate, but you really
Coming out,
equipped
with
to really face the job market. Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, we also have programs like that caters to them.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
However, there's something that I should bring to your notice. I know it's a college thing now, university. This mentorship, amazing. However, there are several really intelligent young people who get to SS3. It's something I recently discovered. And they cannot go beyond SS3 and be graduates because they cannot afford to pay for their WAEC. They cannot afford to pay for NECO. They cannot afford to pay for their school leaving examinations. And so they remain SS3 students, not graduates, yet no longer quite in secondary school. Now, some years down the line, when they can afford to, perhaps because they've gotten jobs or they've been able to learn a trade, they decide, okay, I'll finish my secondary school. I don't know if it's part of the plan. I'm just suggesting if you have those exceptional students that have the capability, but unfortunately due to funds or stuff, cannot even finish secondary school, perhaps you might want to put them into consideration. This is if you're looking to expand. That's why I'm mentioning this, because it's alarming the number of people that are actually in these shoes. I recently found out and I was appalled because I didn't even realize that. Because when you hear somebody has finished secondary school, it means the person has done their examinations.
That's right.
So if you've finished SS3 without doing the examination, you're still not a high school graduate. And so I would like you to keep that into, as part of your considerations. I find what you do amazing, commendable. In fact, you're walking the talk because a lot of people talk about these things, yet few people find solutions. So this is very commendable.
Thank
now,
you.
let's talk about future plans for Dream Rights, even though I know I just suggested one now. But
good.
what are the future plans?
So we've been in Nigeria for, almost 10 years. Dream Right will be 10.
When you say you've been in Nigeria for almost 10 years, were you in other countries before Nigeria?
No.
Okay.
So when we started Dream Right, the vision of Dream Right is actually for Africa, not just Nigeria. But we've been operating in Nigeria for that long. And so when in December, we're hoping to actually announce the next country that we're going to expand into. It's likely going to be in East Africa, one of those 6
Wow.
countries.
Okay.
We ran a poll a couple of months ago, and the numbers are actually telling us the country that we're going to be moving to. So the same template that we have used here over the last 10 years, we'll just replicate them. Replicate that, in other places. As we receive more funding, as we have people trust us and say, take my dime, take my, whatever you that you have, then we go there and do the same thing and better Africa.
That will be awesome.
Yeah.
That will be awesome. The truth is, you cannot cure every headache. You cannot solve every problem. So even if you're unable to meet all the needs, and even if the plan to expand isn't quite materializing, you're doing a lot already.
Yeah.
Because you're giving hope to people who probably would have thought it would be impossible for them. There are people who are not even applying for student loan because they are not even sure of being able to pay back.
That's right.
Because they're like, when I finish school, will I even be able to get a job in time to pay back? I don't want that debt, because there are several countries that have that option of student loan.
Yes.
But there's that belief that, okay, when I finish school, of course
How am I
I'll get a
gonna pay?
job. But in a situation in which you're not even sure
Yeah.
of being employed, it becomes a case of, is it wise for me to take this loan? So it's good for you. In fact, your NGO is aptly named Dream Right.
That's
You're
right.
giving them dreams in the right way, and I
That's
find
right.
that really commendable. The one I love the most is the mentorship, the extra stuff you're doing
Exactly.
to pad them up so that when they finish their university education, they are really prepared for the outside world.
That's right.
And that's amazing.
That's right.
So on a lighter note, if a student from Nigeria, for example, applies on Dream Right, gets the scholarship, can the student choose to go to an East African university since you're already having affiliations there? I'm just curious. Like student exchange programs, for example, bring the East African students to Nigeria and back and forth like that.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. So once we move to East Africa, and we now have Nigeria and that East African country, then we work out the modalities. But ideally, when we receive funding and we tell our sponsor donors we're using the fund
For
in the
this
country.
country.
And a lot of people, they give, maybe because I'm Nigerian, let me give to people in Nigeria.
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
from
True that.
Rwanda, give to people.
In
Make sure
Rwanda,
my money
yeah.
go to people
Yeah.
in Rwanda. So we want to make sure we'll work out the details when we get there.
So if I want to get in touch with Dream Right, what do I need to do?
Yeah, just go on our website, dreamright.org/donate, make a donation, support us, and, we have various ways people can, send a bank transfer directly to, our bank account, and there are various other ways to give directly on our website.
And that also applies to the students, right?
Correct.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Let me just quickly ask this one. How many students per year?
So far, we have given out, we've given out 50 million naira in scholarship.
Wow.
But it's not even. So in 2021, when we started that particular program, we gave 3. In 2022, we did 8.
So
in
the
2023,
number varies depending on the
And then last year,
availability of
December, we did
funds.
25 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's huge.
we've done 50 total, and then of course we're currently in the selection process for this year. A lot of people have been asking how many people are you going to give scholarship to? We don't know. It's going to be determined by
right.
the funding that we receive.
Amazing. And you know what? It could be you. So
That's right.
no harm in trying, okay? I really hope you get the scholarship. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Olu.
you.
It's been quite an interesting conversation. Thank you for the good work you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, at this point, we have to take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now, literacy is a fundamental aspect of human life and dignity. And today, September 8th, is World Literacy Day. We have with us IFA Reading Society, an NGO that promotes literacy and reading culture in Nigeria, raising awareness on the importance of literacy for national development. And IFA's role in promoting this cause, this year's theme, is promoting literacy in the digital era, and it's giving us the chance to highlight both opportunities as well as challenges that technology presents. It's great to have you here.
Thank
we
you.
have Yetunde and of course Ijoma from IFA. And I can see read to lead on your t-shirts. Amazing. I already love the motto. Is it a
Thank
motto,
you.
slogan, whatever we want to call it?
Yes, it's a motto, it's a slogan. However, you can use it however it works for you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you very
so
much.
let's hear a little bit more about what IFA is all about.
So, IFA Reading Society is a non-profit organization that is primarily focused on promoting literacy.
Okay.
So we believe at IFA Reading Society that no matter what your station is in life,
Okay.
you should have the ability to at least read and write, because we
Okay.
all know that everyday life in Nigeria, all over the world,
Yeah.
there's a level of writing that is involved. So we love to promote, we aim to promote literacy,
Okay.
and people will be able to read and write, and that's what we've been doing with all our initiatives, basically.
Now, speaking of initiatives, Ijoma, just help us understand a little bit more the sort of initiatives that your team has embarked on.
Thank you, Titi. So IFA has quite a lot of initiatives aimed at promoting literacy, as Yetunde has mentioned. We have book clubs. across all age, and we have for adults, we have for children as well, and those in university. Then we have book donations, because we believe that if we want you to read, we should give you the tools to read. So we have book donations for secondary school students, and then we also have what we do for those in sciences, that's STEM projects, as well as having an essay competition, because we believe that when you research, you're able to, make it to read if you research, so that will also kind of put you in that line. So we have that as well, and we also have what we do for those in literature and poetry field. So we have all of these just to ensure that people have that goal to keep reading, and also see this as a very important tool.
So now in 2025, obviously reading physical paperbacks or hard copy backs are, it's few and far between. But there are a few of us, like people like myself, who just love the feel of the paper.
Same here.
You know. However, the theme is in the digital world this year. So how have you been able to align, especially in a society like Nigeria, where a lot of us don't have access to these devices and even internet?
Okay, so with IFA, we've kind of established ourselves online through we do our on-air book club. We do make use of all our social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even LinkedIn. We have presence there where we do book clubs, where we do our posts. We even have our small skits that we do to continue to promote what we do as an organization. And to go to the general, like into public, the schools that we work with, we always encourage the schools, most schools, like we've donated laptops to schools.
Okay, that was what I was waiting for. Because having
to
access to these devices is
extremely important. And most schools that we work with, of course, as much as we work with schools that are already like well-funded, we work with most of the schools we work with are not that well-funded. So we know that there's a gap there already. So we work with schools where we donate book laptops, and we also do libraries, e-libraries, like we're working on right now, that we're working on getting schools to sign on to this e-library free of charge, because when you put a cost on it, it kind of starts it serves as a deterrent, like, oh, it's expensive, but we're working with organizations that are supporting us to make this accessible.
So now, a lot of people assume, I'm looking at Ijoma now, because there's always this assumption that reading is for learners, and learners are often put into a bracket, an age bracket. And once you're done with the tertiary institution, a lot of people just think, what am I reading for anymore? How have you been able to convince people above the tertiary education stage to continue with the reading and the learning?
Yes, thank you so much. So that's where our book club comes in for adults. So we have a book club for professionals. Because when you come to Lagos, if you're in Lagos, they will tell you, oh, I'm so busy, there's traffic, there's not, so I don't have time to read. So we try to make our book club very fun and relaxing. Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You come in, you relax, you unwind with other book lovers. And that has also helped people to say, oh, I love this atmosphere. I think I want to pick up my reading habit again. So with that environment, you're not coming to do any board meeting, you're coming to relax over books. So over time, that has actually helped to revive people's reading culture. And just to also add to the fact that what you said about people think that once they're done with school, that's the end of reading. We were in like 3 days ago and we had some Vox Pop, and someone said, once I'm done with this school, I'm not reading anymore. But I told the person, reading is a lifelong activity. You can't stop reading until you leave this earth. That's because you need to acquire knowledge that comes with reading every single day. So so that's how we'll be able to incorporate the adults to come to love reading.
So a lot of people are looking for, I've said this online a few times because I keep hearing this term. They're looking for someone to cut soap for them. They're looking for someone to plug them in to those secrets of, at least living a better life, having a better lifestyle, making more money. And it does feel like all this information is out there in books. And people are not reading them. But you probably have some strategies, some methods to sort of encourage people to get more engaged in books.
So, like I said, we have our office skits that we do, and we post on our social media platforms, where we do videos of the books that we think that we're reading now, what people should be reading, as to help them in that area, maybe get multiple streams of income, or has to do with health and fitness, different areas of life that people are generally concerned with. But another thing that we're working on right now is our own podcast, because we believe that this is a digital era.
Yeah.
Everybody, even anybody in the market, everybody's plugged onto their phone, they're watching something. And with all the other contents that are out there, we want to put in positive content, something educative, so that people, when people listen to our podcast, they remember that, oh, I used to love books and all of that. So that's what we're at.
Okay. Well, I'm a huge book lover. I had a book club myself on air for about 7 years on Inspiration FM.
Amazing.
I still have one as a
Wow.
podcast right now. And I have about 4 audiobooks in the market.
Wow.
I'm a book lover. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're working on and probably even being part of it.
We would love that. Absolutely love
Ifa,
that.
thank you so much for coming to talk to us about
Thank
this.
you very much.
Hopefully this World Literacy Day, you have been inspired to pick up a book and read and then proceed to read some more. We're going to take a quick break and be back after this. Welcome back. Now, it is my honor to welcome our next guest right here on Wake Up Nigeria. It's been so many years I've wanted to interview this individual, and it's so great that he's here today. We have with us Mr. Ayo Shonaya, filmmaker and lawyer, also a music talent agent who managed so many of Nigeria's greats. The list, it's a long list. We're talking Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, that's K1 The Ultimate, D'banj, music producer Don Jazzy, rapper LD The Don, and so many others. He's the founder of entertainment and media management company, the RMG company in the UK and Nigeria, and managing partner of the Lagos-based law firm Shonaya & Co. It's great to have you in the building.
It's nice to see you too.
Oh, wow. Okay, now first of all, you are you sure you're not a vampire, first of all? You're not looking a day older than when I saw you like about 10 years ago?
When I wake up in the morning and get out of bed, I know how old I am. Okay. But I know what you mean.
And of course, what you're wearing today is amazing.
Oh, yeah. I'm styled by my daughters.
Okay.
You know, they said, anytime you do TV interview, let's pick out your clothes for you. So
nice.
I'm a little bit hip-hop-ish.
Speaking of hip-hop,
yes.
There's this amazing documentary you put together. Now, it's Afrobeats, the
backstory.
The backstory.
That's the name of the documentary. Okay. But it's about the evolution of Afrobeats as a genre.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it is.
Now it's about almost 2 hours, or is it?
It's no. It's it's a series.
Oh, a series.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So it's like 12 episodes, 40 minutes long.
This took a long time to put together, obviously.
Well, I filmed it for over 25 years.
Goodness me.
But the editing and the production for the documentary itself is about 3 years.
3 years to put this together. There must have been a reason why you felt this was such an important project.
First of all, documentation.
Okay.
Like a lot of people don't document things, and I, being a documentary filmmaker, because that's my first vocation, I just thought I would be filming everything I do.
Okay.
So when I got into music, I just continued filming, not knowing that I would incidentally end up filming what we call Afrobeats today, and that's what prompted the documentary. Amazing.
Now, there are a lot of things that we can't go into because going back on that story now, it'll just take too much time.
Yeah.
But what are some of the responses or remarks you've had from people that have watched the documentary?
Well, I mean, majority of it is good. I mean, definitely because of the documentation.
Sure.
There were a little bit of, little voices here and there about whether it's not as accurate or maybe I missed out a couple of people.
Sure.
But then again, I always tell people, I'm not making Afrobeats the roll call.
Sure.
I'm making Afrobeats the backstory.
Sure.
So I have to pick certain times, certain artists, certain people who are not even artists that make this genre what it is. But generally, it's been good. And it's been on, it was on Netflix till
last month.
Yeah, for about 3 years till last month. So we're moving the content to another platform right now. That's what we're doing now.
So I was going to actually ask about this because there has been a shift. Cinema is now online. And even with the streaming platforms, the Primes, Netflixes and company, they are also being sort of shifted to the side for YouTube. What is your thoughts on this? Because YouTube wasn't always known for the best cinema. it was known for good content.
It was actually just made, I think it was just for personal content.
Exactly.
That's why it's YouTube, your own TV, your own tube.
Exactly.
But it has become so big now to the point where, of course, they've upgraded their quality in terms of like the streaming quality. You can do HD, you can do 4K, you can do 6K. So now it's like YouTube seems to be the future. And speaking of YouTube, I launched my own YouTube channel, R70 Television. R70 Television. That's the name of my company, R70. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So basically what we're doing now is going back to documentation, all the stuff that I've done, my TV shows, my films, my, and just general content behind the scenes, a lot of stuff that I've recorded over like 30 years. I'm putting it on. So that's what we're doing right now.
And I feel like that's an amazing archive to share.
Most definitely.
But the thing is, you're sharing it. When you put it on a platform like YouTube, the mindset also almost becomes like you're giving it away for free.
Well, I mean, it's not for free. I'll tell you how I set it up. I wanted to put archives on for research purposes. So if anybody is doing research on television, black television in the UK, because obviously we started in the UK, or on Afrobeats, you can go and watch
past
footages,
clips,
and then you see the dates, you see the time, you see the people that were there. So video evidence is so that's the first thing. And then also it's for the future where we're going to be producing new programs and then putting it on. Now, of course, there's monetization, but you have to get to a certain level before you can monetize. So it's kind of like half research, half monetization, and we'll see how it goes. I'm just trying to, get into the game now.
Into the YouTube game.
Into the YouTube game.
YouTube game, because you've been in the game for a while.
Yes.
Speaking of for a while, there's some amazing things you've worked on. And I've even been part of a few of those projects as well.
Absolutely.
There's some footage of me you have. Which one is it?
I do. I have the video you did with Free Winds.
Okay.
You were also the video girl in Shanks. Julie. Maybe you were the Julie. Yeah, in the video.
Yeah. Well.
And of course, do you remember Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria?
Yes.
I think it was 06?
07, 2007.
It was 07, 2007.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have footage of me? I
have backstage footage of you, you know, when they were doing not the audition, but they've already put you there.
The practice. Oh my goodness.
The walkthrough, when you guys are doing the model work
and
everything.
Oh my gosh, you have all that.
Munachi, Abi, who eventually became the winner. I have, don't worry, I'll send you stuff.
Wow. Instagram go collect very soon.
Instagram
and YouTube. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing and giving us those archives. We want to see some clips of your works on screen right now. What do we have?
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I sent a bunch of. Oh, this is you. Oh yeah, now let's see you back in the day. And you know the song says, "Who be that girl?"
Oh,
this is the girl.
Oh my goodness! You got me.
I actually.
Oh gosh!
So
that's the clearest version I've seen of that. A lot of. I've seen clips on YouTube, but it's a bit pixelated.
Yeah,
you
but
have.
What I did was all my footages. I have over 600 hours of different stuff. So all the music videos.
Yeah.
When I'm digitizing it now, I pass it through some kind of like cleaning agent where it gives you a bit more shine. Amazing. You can see even the music is stereo, you know, and everything. So basically, everything you see on R70 Television.
Yeah.
It will feel as if it was like last year we shot it because it's so clean.
And you have all this footage.
I have.
So
everything.
you are the Getty images of Nigerian Afrobeat.
I'm the Shania image.
Yeah, Shania images.
I should I should open something like that because I have a lot of footages of everybody.
Shania visuals.
Yes.
Yes. I'm one of the partners. I'm one of the
oh yeah, now you've given it the name.
No, but I think it's amazing what you're doing, bringing all this footage back, digitizing it. I know that they've done that in Hollywood for many years. They've brought back a lot of their old content and remastered them.
A good thing you just mentioned now.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was living in America in the late 80s and early 90s, what they were doing is all those black and white films, they were doing the colorization of it just to make it look better and everything, and even before AI.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm just making it sound better now. So you can't be playing. Although some tapes, like some old VHS one, you still see the
lines. Yeah.
But we try and make it as
clean
as possible. Yes, yes.
And I would, there's a lot of things I would love for, you know, the younger generation to see.
Yes.
Because there is a lot of belief that there are some things we've not done in Nollywood and in television in Nigeria. And there are a lot of things that were shown on channels that are not so relevant today, or even they're probably not even functioning anymore.
But you see, that's the thing. A lot of archives, people, you know, it's how it aged that will determine if it's worthwhile or valuable now.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff. I started documenting since 1992.
Okay.
And a lot of stuff that I have, of course, it might not be radio ready or TV ready now. You know, you try and clean it up as much. But just keep recording. For anybody watching out there, just keep recording, keep recording. You never know what might be, what we're doing now in 20 years' time.
Amazing.
You know, even for our kids to watch.
To watch.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm so excited to see what comes up on R70.
R70 television,
R70
yes. Yeah. Just
television.
go like, share, and subscribe.
Of course.
I'm getting the language going now. Yes.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Hit the notification
button.
Sorry, I forget that one. Yes.
But I think it's actually very important work that you're doing. And I think, yes, we're making light of it now. We're smiling and laughing about it now. But there might be a time when this information is so relevant to where we're going.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And I remember the passing of the producer and director, Kayode Peters.
Kayode Peters.
There was a lot of
Rest
footage.
in peace, KP. Yes.
Yes. We were looking for footage for The Twilight Zone, which was the show he shot in Unilag.
He did many shows, and he's been doing it since that time, yes.
And there wasn't, you know, it wasn't readily available at the time they needed it for all the
He's another guy that keeps archives.
He does.
I've known Kayode for quite a long time now. And a lot of his productions, it definitely does have archives. So it's very, very good to document and keep archives, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ayo Shunaya, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us today. We will be looking out for your work. Now, but we are going to have a performance sign us off today in a little bit. And we've been honestly having such an amazing time here. We would love to hear your thoughts on how the show's gone so far. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know.